Hi. So I know it's been a week. It's been 2 weeks technically since my last ApriTalk and normal video, but this week is when it goes back to normal. And I am very excited and happy for that. Thanksgiving got me crazy. You want to learn a new language, just like we're doing with Italiano. These are kind of the five things that I think about when learning a new language. And learning a new language being this is the second language, not counting English, that I'm attempting to learn. For those of you wondering about Spanish, we're taking a break from it for the time being. We got a little bit of a plan we're doing for learning these languages. And we will revisit Espanol when we are done with the set. But we're starting out with Italian. So first things first, number one is, why are you doing this? Your motivation, are you going on a trip somewhere? Are you trying to learn this for the person you like and you want to impress them with your language skills? Is that your motivation? Then use love as your motivation. If it's a trip, or you're going on there for business, or you're going there for any other reason, that requires you to leave the country, it's great motivation. Or if it's a family member that you have, if genetically you have this country in you and you have a living relative and you want to be closer to your family, that's really good motivation, especially if that's their first language. It's getting closer to your roots and also embracing a part of you that may have otherwise not been fully explored. Once you get that motivation down, it's fairly easy to kind of push through it, especially in the lulls of doing anything, really. Especially if you live a chaotic lifestyle where there's a lot of stuff going on all at one time. Like, admittedly, there's a lot of times where there's breaks when we do anything with another language, purely because life is hectic. There's not much you can do about that other than keep your priorities. If you're learning another language, it's going to be kind of a priority. It should be anyway. Anything you dedicate time to, it should be a priority. I'm not saying it's the number one priority, but it should still be a priority. Once you get your motivation done, establish as number two, some minor goals. Nothing major, nothing end goal, nothing that yet. You want to hit those kind of goals later. But for now, minor goals are important. Where do you want to, not even necessarily what proficiency you want to be at in your language by X amount of time, but if you're using an app like Duolingo, right? In Italian, they have the 4 sections of their language learning plan for Italian. Maybe we're doing I think we're doing 3 or 4 months of Italian, something like that. I can't remember now what our plan was off the bat. But maybe if you're doing 4 months, maybe in each month, do one of those sections. Have that done. This is on top of everything else you're doing. But it's a minor goal. If you're doing drops, be doing drops. Don't lose a streak in that language, kind of thing. Do at least the 5 minutes a day. Aim to watch a movie. Not even to watch a TV show necessarily, but watch a movie in that language every week, maybe every other week, at least once a month. Set a date. If you're doing this with a spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever, set a date. Every Saturday night we'll watch this movie in Italian, whether it's an American movie with Italian dubbing, or it's made in Rome, made in Venice, whatever, and they speak the language in the movie. It's those kind of minor goals that will help you in your process, as well as keep you somewhat accountable in your journey as you're learning a language. Now, this applies to every language. This applies to most hobbies or activities that you do, that there's somewhat of an end goal, or there's a sense of longevity to the process. Number 3 is establish what your major goal is. There can be multiple major goals, but you should be able to focus on one at a time. Minor goals happen between the now and that major goal. And then the next set of minor goals are after that first major goal into the next major goal. It's kind of like a timeline thing, right? What's your major goal? Well, I mean, in 4 months, I want to be somewhat, at least minorly conversational in Italian. I want to be somewhat, I can watch a movie and maybe not have the most understanding of it, but I can get by in Italian. That's a major goal for me. I want to be able to look at a sentence and be able to read it or understand the words in it, and by context clues, putting it together. You know, I'm not going to be fluent in 4 months. I'm not going to be like massively like, I know everything there is to know about the Italian language. You know, it's going to be certain aspects of it I'm going to be better at, and I want to be at this point in this amount of time. I'm not going to shoot for the stars. I want to shoot for something achievable. If I get better than my goal, then pat on the back. If not, and I just reach my goal, I feel accomplished. It's something that I know I can achieve in the amount of time that I've set. And I'm not killing myself or overburdening myself or overwhelming myself to reach a goal that's not quite obtainable, especially with the life that I live. Busy is busy. Set your priorities, but don't forego and forget other responsibilities that you have for the sake of another. Just kind of lower your bar to where you're actually learning and growing rather than setting the bar so high and completely trashing something else. Fourth is figure out what works for you. How are you going to achieve your goals, and how are you going to actually learn what you're doing? Some people, if they live super, super busy lives, an app is going to be pretty good. An app is going to help you. Duolingo, Drops, Busuu, you know, any other language learning apps that are out there. Language transfer. It's more audio than anything else, but it's still an app. You know, you can listen to while you drive, which is what we do. It's one of those things that what works for you. Are you slammed at work all the time, and how you relax is generally watching a movie at night? Throw on a movie. Do something that's going to benefit you where it's not railroading your life in a completely different direction. You gotta do what you have to do. You need to benefit yourself and also figure out what works best for you. You also want it to be enjoyable. I mean, that is the final point, is have fun. It's the, oh my God, he says have fun. You know, that's the finish of every single video we want. Have fun with it. But it's true. Have fun with it. If your plan, like for me, in 4 months, 3 or 4 months, is to reach that level of proficiency in Italian, and if I'm not having fun with it, I'm not going to achieve my goal. I am not going to achieve starting this new language. I'm not going to achieve that, because it's going to be like a burden. It's going to be a problem. I'm going to walk into every single time I study with a sense of, again, I have to do this. It's forceful, and it's not organic. It's not happy. It's not motivating. Have fun with it. That's why, going back, why are you doing this? Okay, what are some small things I can do over time? What is the main thing I want to achieve that is achievable without just completely bombarding myself with things? And also, what is the best route to get there without completely burning myself out? Language is fun. Learning languages is fun. You unlock a whole set of media, especially because we live in a very media-based world. There's TV shows, movies, music, books, experiences out there that you can experience the best when you know the language they're in. You're never going to lose anything in translation if you don't have to worry about translation. It's fun. Don't especially if you're going down the path of learning a language, don't make it miserable for yourself, because you're never going to achieve where you want to be at if you're not happy. But long story short, those are my 5 tips when you're approaching a new language. It really starts out with why, and making sure that you continue to enjoy it, and everything else in between. But as always, like the video if you did, and as well as the other obligatory endings are concerned, share it with your friends, share it with your family. It'd be cool. It's gonna be cool. Still doing Wednesdays at 5, Saturdays at 11. That hasn't changed. If I have to put out a stupid minute-long video on me on my phone to just kind of get out something, I'm going to, because I genuinely really enjoy doing this, and I want to be able to put out the best work that I can. And if I'm unable to, I still want to put out something. So join me on Saturday where we'll have a fun video related to this topic. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.